Hello everybody, Flamin' Shark back with another video, and today we're going to be jumping into part 2 of our Let's Play of the Fate route of Fate Stay Night. It's been a little while. It's been about a month, in fact. The last time I recorded on the morning of Christmas. This is 4 o'clock in the morning on January 22nd. So it's been about a month since I last played Fate Stay Night. Now, I did watch through all of the game up to this exact point, so I am fresh on what's happened. Don't worry about that. I'm probably going to start recording this game about once a week moving forward. We'll see, though. Maybe more. But I want to try and get one session in every week and just go through it. Now, I don't know how long this prologue is, because I know that we're still in the prologue. We didn't actually finish the prologue in one episode like I would have liked. I'm hoping we're close to the end of the prologue, but I also kind of hope we're not too close, because I will probably end the video at the end of the prologue. If that's in like 30 minutes, that would really suck. Now, we got through 2 days in the first episode, and we're going into the third day, which is February 2nd. So I'm assuming that we'll have at least one full day before the prologue's over. Now, I don't know if the prologue's going to be 3 days, 4 days. I hope it's 4 days, because if the pace of getting through about 2 days of the game is viable, then that might be the way to go. Now, to be fair, though, I don't know. Like, when things get really crazy, the days might go, one day might be fucking a third of the game. I have no idea how this is going to work, but I'm super excited for this. I really enjoyed our introduction into Fate. I still can't believe I'm actually doing this. It didn't, it was such a spur-of-the-moment thing. I literally did it just on a whim. I wanted to play a visual novel. I didn't want to play Ace Attorney. I didn't want to, that night, I didn't want to play Ace Attorney. I didn't want to play Danganronpa. I was like, I'm going to play something that's totally off the wall. I went into my list. I was like, what's near the top of my list? Put a bunch of them on a poll. This one, I ended up actually going with the poll and picking the winning game, even though I wasn't even sure if I was serious about that poll, and here we are. I have no idea when you guys will see this. I'm recording the second episode on January 22nd, 2022, lots of twos, and yeah, here we go. Let's jump in. Let's see what Rin and Archer are up to, and yeah, it's time for February 2nd. And I should have fixed you guys know I had glitches in episode 1. They should all be fixed now, so we should be perfectly fine. Everything should work perfectly now, moving forward. So, after breakfast, I clearly explained my immediate plans.
何？学校に行くだと？
ええ、何か問題あるかしら、あっちゃん。
問題はないが、しかし。それは
Archer hesitates, but does not object. He must have realized yesterday that I'm not the type to take back my decisions. Yeah, I mean, to be fair, if you don't go to school, it could cause problems in your regular life, and people might get suspicious, especially since Rin is such a excellent student. I can kind of tell without him saying so. Archer is sarcastic, but he has an honest side to him, so it seems he won't complain about something he's accepted. Yes, in other words, he's faithful in an awkward way. As you guys know, these are probably my 2 favorite characters of the game so far. Rin is fantastic. I love her design. We got to see that a little bit in the first episode. And Archer is great, and I love their dynamic. So far, everything about this is my favorite part of the game. Also, Archer's abs are, like, glorious, and I would love to see him without his shirt, or whatever you want to call that thing. Body, I don't even know, honestly. I'd love to see him shirtless, is what I'm trying to say. I mean, to be fair, I'd love to see Rin shirtless, too. I mean, what, huh? This is my conclusion. No, more of an intuition after watching Archer for all of yesterday.
Rim. マスターになったからには常に敵マスターを警戒しなくてはならない。学校という場は不意の襲撃に備えにくい場所だろ。
It's true.
そんなことはないけどね。
Damn.
いいあっちゃん。私はマスターになったからって今までの生活を変える気はないわ。それにマスター同士の戦いは人目を避けるものでしょ。それなら人目につく学校にいれば 不意打ちされることはまずないと思うけど。
It's interesting because I'm recording this just a little bit after finishing recording my Danganronpa 2 Let's Play, and having now gone through 2 whole Danganronpa games, it is really weird for me to be playing a VN where I don't have to actually read the dialogue and do voices and stuff. It's so relaxing comparatively because I have so much fun doing it, and I know you guys enjoy my terrible voices, but like, it's so nice to have it fully voiced. Like, honestly, I appreciate it so much.
そうか。リンがそう決めたのなら、私は従うだけだ。
Yeah, I mean, we've been over that yeah, we've pretty strongly been over that point.
だが、霊体化して君の護衛をするぐらいはいいのだろうな。まさか、学校に行っている間はここに残れ、などとは言うまい。
It also means that Rin can have a friend, because Rin likes to stay alone and stuff, and Rin can have a friend around.
当たり前じゃない。学校に限らず、外に出るときはそばにいてもらうからね。マスターを守るのもサーバントの役割なんだから、頼りにしてるわ。
それを聞いて安心した。信頼に応えるのは騎士の務め。せいぜい期待に沿うとしよう。
I get the feeling Archer's going to do a phenomenal job. Now, is he going to be better than Saber? That's the question that's really in play here. And obviously, based on, again, that opening scene of the game, I don't know. I think I mentioned it already, but there should be no issues with the screen. There should be no weird, like, glitches. I figured out how to fix that, and I'm playing the game in a way that honestly, for me, is pretty cool, and for how it will come out in the actual video for you guys, it'll be great. But I'm gonna be experiencing no glitches, and you guys hopefully shouldn't either.
だがリン、もしもの話だが、その安全な場所に敵がいたとしたらどうする？
It is a good point though, because obviously where the story's going is Emiya is going to get Saber, and we're going to have 2 of the masters in school, at least 2. For all we know, there might even be more. And that's kind of what Fate's building up to. But yeah, like, I'm very curious what Rin and Emiya, or I don't know if maybe I should be calling them Shiro's dynamic is going to be, because it's going to be really interesting, I think, and that's obviously what we're building up here with Rin and Archer, and we already know from the beginning that Emiya is going to be Saber's master. So this is going to be really interesting how this is going to play out.
何？学校にマスターがいるかもしれないってかて？
It's possible.
そうだ。確かに学び屋には生徒と教師以外は入りにくいが、すでに内部の者がマスターだとしたら厄介ではないのか。
Because again, based on what we already learned in the first episode about how, like, the command spell works, how masters work, how servants work, assuming Emiya is in fact a master, Saber's master, the 2 of them, Emiya and Rin, are going to be able to, like, kind of sniff each other out, and Archer and Saber probably will also be able to sniff each other out. So it just kind of, like, there's no way they're going to be, that's going to be hidden from each other for a long time, because obviously the final master is going to be Emiya, and that hasn't happened yet, I imagine. But they're going to be able to, like, find each other. They're going to know that each other are in the school because of what we've already learned about how, like, the command spell and masters work, and, like, how, you know, that whole thing that we went over in the last episode.
それはないんじゃないかな。この町には魔術師の家系は遠坂とあと1つしかないの。そのあと1つっていう家系は落ちぶれてるし、マスターにもなってないし。
マスターになっていないとどうしてわかる？
Yeah, who knows?
あのね、うち以外に魔術師の家系がいるんなら、真っ先に確かめるのは当然でしょ？
Sure. That makes sense.
そいつマスターにはなってなかったし、あっちの家系の後継者にはマスターになるだけの魔力がないから無視して構わないわ。
Sure.
そうか。つまり 凛の通う学校にはもう一人魔術師がいるのだな。だがマスターになれるほどの魔力を持ち合わせていないと。
そういうこと。だから他のマスターは外からやってくる連中が大半のはず。そんな連中が学校にまでやってくることはないでしょう。
I'm wondering how this is gonna go down. If like Emiya and Rin are gonna be like allies that kind of like agree to kind of work together and like have their battle at the very end, or if it's gonna be a situation where like I'm very curious how this is gonna go. And that's the old thing, is we have three quote-unquote routes, because we have the Fate route, we have the Unlimited Bladeworks route, and we have the Heavensfield route. So it's possible that like in the Fate route we're playing as Rin, and then maybe in one of the other routes we play as Emiya, and maybe in one of the other routes we play as a third character or something. I don't know. I don't know necessarily what the three routes actually mean necessarily, because it's just like the three... It's like the three acts, basically, of the game, I would imagine. The three acts of Fate are... Or the three acts of Fate Stay Night are Fate, UBW, and Heavensfield. And I don't know... It's just, this game is... I know infamously just how long this game is, so I'm, like, so curious, like, how much is actually in this one goddamn game.
まあ、今の段階ではな。だがリン、何事にも例外は存在する。もし学校に君が知らない魔術師がいたとしたらどうする？
Yep.
だからいないってば。魔術師っていうのは他の同業に敏感なの。1年も同じ学校にいたらね、どんなに隠してても魔術師の存在は感じ取れる。断言するけど、うちの学校に魔術師は2人しかいないわ。そのうちの1人が私で、もう1人はマスターになるだけの力がない魔術師見習いなの。わかった？アーチャーの用心はただの杞憂よ。そんなこと絶対にありえないんだから。
Famous last words, Rin.
だからもしもの話だ。物事には常に裏目が存在する。本来ありえざることが起こるのもまた運命だ。
True.
もしそういった事態になった場合、私に八つ当たりをするのだけは思いとどまってほしいと言っているのだ。
Big lulz there. He's just like, hey, don't say I didn't warn you. Archer smiles dryly. Just that action makes me want to take it out on him, but if I did, I would be late for school.
そんなことあるわけないじゃない。もしもの話っていうのは起きないからもしもの話なのよ。もしそんなことになったら、その時は私の見通しが甘かったってだけなんだから。
よし、確かに聞いたぞ。それでは行こうか、リン。
He's gonna throw that in your face, Rin, when you find out in like the next... very possibly in this episode, honestly. I don't know how long it's gonna take, but the thing is this Holy Grail... this Holy Grail War is kind of in a state of, like, waiting. Like, we're just kind of waiting for something to happen right now, so...
君の学び屋まで30分。そろそろ出なければ間に合わない時間帯だ。
驚いた。もしもの話って本当にあるのね。
Yes, they do.
ああ、私も驚いている。いや、何事もケチをつけておくものだな。思わぬところで役に立った。
Did they like immediately sense a Magus, or is this something completely unrelated to what they were just talking about in the last scene? As soon as we pass the school's main gate, we joke around like that. Around us are students heading to classrooms. It's almost time for homeroom. In the crowd of people rushing into the school building, we stand dumbfounded.
空気がよどんでるどころの話じゃない。これ、もう結界が張られてない。
So they sense it.
完全にではないが、すでに準備は始まっているようだな。
What the fuck? What's happening?
ここまで派手にやっているということは、よほどの大物か。
Or he literally doesn't even know he's doing it. Because that's what the vibes that I got from that opening scene was that, like, Shiro somehow accidentally did it, and then somehow, of all things, accidentally summoned the best one. But I guess it was also the only one left from the seemingly.
とんでもない素人ね。異常を感じさせる結界なんて三流だもの。やるんなら仕掛ける時まで隠し通しておくのが一流よ。
I think either is the complete amateur is going to be correct, Rin, but
で、君はどちらだと思う、リン？
さあ、一流だろうが三流だろうが知ったことじゃないわ。私のテリトリーでこんなゲスなもの仕掛けたやつなんて問答無用でぶっ倒すだけよ。
I love that. I love that. Oh man, Rin with that, like, oh man, I'm gonna beat his ass. I walk angrily through the schoolyard. I'm just picturing her just being, As a magus, I'm not about to mince words, but I can't be satisfied until I properly punish the creator of this boundary field. After second period, while walking back from the music room, I see a first-year student walking unsteadily. The student is carrying some sack of papers, and it looks like she's having trouble.
手伝うわ、さくら。
Ah, it's Sakura, okay. Nice to see her again. As long as we don't run into Shinji in the process.
遠坂先輩。
Oh yeah, hit me with the Tosaka senpai, baby. I'm sure Rin really appreciates it.
何、プリント？世界史って言ったらうちの担任じゃない。クズキのやつ、女生徒に使いをさせるなんて何考えてんだか。ほら、半分貸して。
Rin being helpful?
はい。ありがとうございます、先輩。
Arigatou gozaimasu, senpai.
いいっていいって。それじゃあこれ、さくらのクラスまで？久月先生のところです。誤字があったから回収するって言ってました。
Wow.
納得。久月は融通きかないからね。一つ誤字があったぐらいで試験を中止させるやつだった。
Sounds like a hard ass.
試験って学校の試験をですか？そう。あれは去年の中間試験だったかな。みんながガーッとマークシートを塗りつぶしてる時にやってきてね。誤字があるので正しい問題ではなかった。よって試験は中止。後日改めて行うってあの調子で淡々と言ったのよ。私たちも驚いたけど先生方も驚いてね。今でもあれは語り草よ。
Sakura looking cute.
なんか久月先生らしいですね。それ先生、ものを教える立場に間違いは許されないって人ですから。
I definitely understand the sentiment, but obviously, like I said, it sounds like this Kazuki is definitely a bit of a hard ass for sure. Not that that's necessarily a bad thing, but like, damn, bro.
久月のは度が過ぎてるけどね。さくらもそのうち思い知るわよ。久月の堅物ぶりったら岩か山かって感じなんだから。遠坂先輩、久月先生のことが好きなんですね。先輩がそんな風に言うなんて珍しいです。そう？まあ確かに久月はもうちょっと柔軟性があればなって思うけど。
But maybe you can relate just a little bit, Rin? I think that, but I also think he's not bad this way. At our school, there's a teacher liked by all students and a teacher feared by all students. The balance between the two works so well that I think Kazuki Sensei is a good disciplinarian. He's the stick in the carrot and stick approach. Makes sense.
まあ2年になればもっと久月と顔を合わせるようになるわ。あいつは倫理も受け持ってるし。
Of course he teaches ethics.
そんなことよりさくら、ちょっと聞きたいことがあるんだけど、いい？
Sure.
何ですか、先輩？昨日の話なんだけど、さくら、見かけない外国人と話してなかった？
Yeah, the big blonde boy.
見てたんですか、先輩。
Yep.
たまたま。それであれ何だったの？知り合い？
I mean, we know he wasn't a master because the command spell wasn't reacting to him, and Archer pretty much confirmed that he wasn't a servant, so I'm not sure how relevant this guy could possibly be, but maybe for a side plot.
いいえ、それがよくわからない人だったんです。あの人、道に迷ってたみたいでした。いろいろ聞いてくるんだけど、何を言ってるのか聞き取れなくて、
Okay. Ah, so she ran away.
そっか。ごめんなさい。少しだけ気になったから。
I mean, that's interesting that you admitted to Sakura that you were kind of out and about even though you skipped school yesterday. Because she seemed like she really didn't want, like, anyone to know about that.
いえ、構いません。ここまででいいです、先輩。あとは届けるだけですから。そう？それじゃあまたね。
Cool. I pass the handouts back to Sakura. As I start to head back to my classroom, I pause.
さくら、最近はどう？
That's a really generic question, but okay.
はい、大丈夫。元気です、私。
Even though that was a really generic question, it seems like Sakura immediately knew what Ridden was talking about. Now I'm really curious.
そう。シンジがまた何かやったら言いなさい。
Wow.
あいつはどってものを知らないから、黙っていると悪化する一方よ。
I mean, Shinji is a bit of an ass, I'm not gonna lie.
心配いりませんよ、先輩。兄さん、この頃は優しいんですから。
She says that with such a smile, I can't say anything else. I bid her goodbye once more and turn my back on the familiar junior. It's weird to think that Archer's just observing all of this. Not that they can see him, but... Cool. The day ends. Students leave the classroom and the buildings get darker by the second. The sun will set soon. When the red sun sets and night falls, there should be no one left in the school.
始めるわよ、アーチャー。まずは結界の下調べ。どんな結界かを調べてから、消すか残すか決めましょう。
I address my invisible partner. Archer must understand as I sense him nodding. Oh, that's kind of cool. The badass music starts playing. A boundary field is something that protects its caster. You could call it a geographical magic in which one knits a line of magic across a land to change the interior. Infinite different effects are possible within a boundary field. Interesting. I don't think I'm going to write any of this down. There are all sorts of boundary field, from ones that conceal the area for people's eyes to ones that limit the use of magic within them. The most aggressive of all are those that oppress life forms within them. The boundary field laid out over our school is of that kind. Oh, so it's a very, like she said, a very oppressive boundary field. That doesn't mean it's a very powerful one, but at the very least, it's very oppressive. Interesting. It is not yet complete, but once it is, everyone in the school should fall unconscious. Jesus. But something like this won't affect me. After all, a boundary field is something targeted not at me, but at the place I am in. Such an indirect magical energy intervention has no effect on magi, who have magical energy throughout their bodies. That makes sense. A weak current floating through the air will only be repelled by a strong current like myself. So this boundary field has a different intention. I don't know what kind of person set up this boundary field, but his intention is not to defeat a master. It's hard to believe, but his target is everyone in this school. There's only one reason to do something like that. Maybe it's because they're trying to knock everyone out so that they can have a fight with you? Unbelievably, this guy is... All I can think of is that... Yeah. Yeah, wouldn't the thought be to have a... knock everyone out so nobody would witness the fight? Maybe it's not Emiya after all. I search the school building and emerge onto the rooftop to finish. It's dark outside. It's 8 o'clock now, way past the school closing time, which is 6. The only people still in the school now are me and Archer, as far as you know. Archer and I.
これで7つ目か。とりあえずここが起点みたいね。
Whoa! An 8-stroke mark is openly drawn on the rooftop. That looks really cool. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, it is 8 strokes on the outside. And let's see, that inner 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yep, it's 8 in there. Yeah, it's 8. I don't have my pointer recording, I don't believe. But yeah, I can see why it's called an 8-stroke. This purplish-red character, only visible to Magi, is something I have never seen before, engraved with something unknown.
参ったな。これ私の手には負えない。
The person who set up this boundary field didn't think about anything. He didn't think, but the boundary field is bound with amazing skill. I can temporarily drain magical energy from this boundary field, but I cannot eliminate the boundary field itself. The boundary field can be reactivated just by having the caster put more magical energy into it again. Huh. Archer says nothing. He's been quiet ever since we came out onto the rooftop. Probably because he too recognizes the power of this boundary field. This boundary field doesn't just drain one's strength as it drains one's life energy, life force. Once activated, it will literally dissolve all the people within it. Okay, that's a little darker than even what I was implying. I mean, I was thinking the same thing of like killing everyone, but not dissolve. Jesus. There are boundary fields that drain physical and mental strength from people within them. But the boundary field laid out over this school is on a completely different level. This is a Soul Eater. Shoutouts to that anime I've not yet watched at the time I'm recording this, but maybe one day. It is a blood fort that dissolves people within it and claims the souls that seep out. Since ancient times, souls have been hard to handle. Even though they're believed to exist and are necessary for magic, only one magus has ever understood the soul. Souls are only things to be investigated or things to be moved into containers. It's incomprehensible not merely to suck them out, but also to collect them in a single place. It's because a magus has no use for them, even if one were to collect this inconvertible energy. So if there's a reason, it must be...
アーチャー、あなたたちってそういうもの？
Huh. I asked coldly.
ご推察の通りだ。我々は基本的に霊体だと言っただろう。故に食事は第2ないし第3要素となる。
Okay.
君たちが肉を栄養とするように、サーバントは精神と魂を栄養とする。
That makes sense. Creepy, but makes sense.
栄養を取ったところで基本的な能力は変わらないが、取り入れれば取り入れるほどタフになる。つまり魔力の貯蔵量が上がっていくというわけだ。
So it's just like a level up. It doesn't give you new abilities, it just makes you, yeah, level up basically. Hi. To strengthen your servant, you must attack people indiscriminately. Jesus.
マスターから提供される魔力だけじゃ足りないってこと？
足りなくはないが、大いに越したことはない。実力が劣る場合、弱点を武士で補うのが戦争だろ。
That's really dark. We're saying the supplies are, well, human souls. Yum yum.
周囲の人間からエネルギーを奪うのは、マスターとしては基本的な戦略だ。そういった意味で言えば、この結界は効率がいい。
Well, that's fucked up. Archer is saying that if I want to win, I should kill people and steal their strength. How simple. I already knew that. That's why I think I know which path I'm going to choose.
それ勘に触るわ。二度と口にしないで、ハーチャー。
I say so while staring at the mark. For some reason, Archer sounds happy as he confidently answers.
同感だ。私も真似をするつもりはない。
Interesting. Makes sense though.
さて、それじゃ消そうか。無駄だろうけど、とりあえず邪魔をするぐらいにはなる。
Yeah, I mean, you might as well, even if it hinders them a little bit. That's still advantageous for you, so there's no reason not to do so. So this is definitely not, I would imagine it's definitely not related to Saber and Emiya. This is probably related to one of the other masters and servants. I approach the mark and extend my left arm. The magic crest on my left arm is the book of magic passed down the Tosaka family. I switch on my sense. I push magical energy into my magic crest, read the part that explains the elimination of boundary fields, and now all I have to do is activate it. Whoa. Eliminate. Surgical extraction. Second section. I touch the surface with my left hand and let my magical energy flow out. This will at least wash the color off this mark, but...
なんだよ、消しちまうのか？もったいねえ。
Oh shit! Who's this? Suddenly, as if to stop the erasure of the boundary field, a voice echoes over. Okay, we can't see anyone yet. I quickly stand up and turn around. Okay, things are starting to get intense. Who is it? Whoa, 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 what the fuck? What the fuck? Hello, blue hair. On top of the water tower. I'm gonna assume this is a spirit. God damn it. In the sky, 10 meters away, a guy is looking down at me. Deep ultramarine that melts into the night. His grin is wild and a bestial smell carries on the wind. The stare of the beast is a cool one. The man in blue looks at me like an old friend, even in this situation.
これ、あなたの仕業？
いや、小細工を浪するのは魔術師の役割だ。俺たちはただ命じられたまま戦うのみ。だろ？そこの兄さんよ。
Casual, but his voice is filled with murderous intent. This guy can see Archer. Well, yeah, because he's a... I mean, it literally, you just heard his dialogue. It's pretty clear this guy is a servant.
やっぱり、サーバント。
そうとも。で、それがわかるお嬢ちゃんは、俺の敵ってことでいいのかな？
Yeah, pretty much. Oh shit. Is that the command spell? My spine freezes. A normal, light tone of voice. Oh, just like, holy shit, this guy's wildin'. Okay, fair enough. Okay, I need to remember. One click, right click, and then I gotta go back to left click. Because if I do 2 right clicks, that's just to get to the menu. Which is cool too, but just gotta get used to it. Gotta play the game more. A normal, light tone of voice. And it's colder than anything I've ever heard. Scary enough to make me vomit. Damn, that's wild. Can't tell how I should move or what my best course is. But my reason is telling me absolutely not to fight this man right here.
ほう、大したもんだ。何もわからねえようで要点は抑えてやがる。ああ、失敗したなこりゃ。面白がって声をかけるんじゃなかったぜ。
The man raises his arm. It happens in an instant. The arm that held nothing until now. Oh shit. Oh shit. Big ass spear. Jesus, how long? 2 meters? Jesus! God damn it. I did it again. That arm that held nothing until now holds a red weapon 2 meters long. Oh shit. Okay, huh? I jumped to the side without thinking. I can't spare the time to consider that I can't jump full force while on a rooftop. I just jump with full force to the side as if trying to smash the fence. Oh shit. Oh shit! A whirlwind brushes past my hair. Barely made it. He rushed me in an eye blink and mercilessly slashed at the space I just occupied. Ojo-chan! The blue whirlwind pursues me. There are no escapes. The fence is behind me, to my sides. No, I won't make it. Oh shit, she's casting! My response is fast. That's a cool shot. I run the magic crest to my left arm and assemble the magic in a single measure. It lightens my body and adjusts gravity. In this instant, my body becomes light as a feather and I leap. I jump over the fence and fall from the rooftop. Damn. You know, even in this visual novel form, this is like old school visual novel too. I still appreciate the drama. The music and the way that they've portrayed everything really does give a sense of drama. The wind and pressure push against my body. 15 meters to the ground, 1.7 seconds until landing. No, that's too slow. He'll catch up.
Fox, go to his address. Archer, 着地任せた.
Okay. I let Archer take the impact of the landing and start to run as soon as my feet touch the ground. That's really sick. Holy shit. First, I have to change the location. We have to go somewhere we can move around freely, not a small place like a rooftop. We have to move to a large field with no obstacles, to play to Archer's and my strengths. I run from the rooftop to the school ground in less than 7 seconds. Jesus. It's more than 100 meters. My speed is so fast that normal people would see only a blur. Okay, yeah. So she was going ham with her casting. That's...
いや、本気でいい足だ。ここで仕留めるのはいささかもったいなさすぎるか。
Well, that's not good. Meaningless against a servant.
Archer!
Oh shit. Oh, that was sick. That was sick. At the moment I step back, Archer steps in front, taking form. A cloudy night. In Archer's hand is a short sword that reflects the weak moonlight.
へえ。
The man crooks his mouth.
いいね。そう来なくっちゃ。話が早いやつは嫌いじゃない。
A large whirlwind. That's the weapon swung at me on the rooftop. The blood-red crimson lance that tried to mercilessly slaughter me.
LANCER のサーバント.
Okay, so that's the Lancer.
いかにも、そういうあんたのサーバントはセイバー。って感じじゃねえな。何者だ、てめえ。
Oh shit, nope. There's no sign of his previous casual demeanor. Yeah, okay. I'm taking a few quick notes about Lancer here. Can't take a note on who his servant is because we don't know yet, or who his master is because we don't know. There's no signs of his previous casual demeanor. So yeah, he was expecting Saber, but the Saber's still the one that's still in play because Saber has still yet to be summoned. I thought we were getting into the whole deal about how we got Saber and Shiro and all that, but no, we're in something completely different right now. In response to the Lancer, full of murderous intent, Archer remains silent. The distance between the two is about 5 meters. The weapon in Lancer's hand is about 2 meters. For that man with the bestial smell, I feel like the remaining 3 meters are meaningless.
まっとうな一騎打ちをするタイプじゃねえな、てめえは。ってことは、アーチャーか。
Archer doesn't respond to the sneering voice either. Confronting each other, strangely, are red and blue. The two counterfeit-colored knights are already watching for the other's clinching blow.
いいぜ。好みじゃねえが、出会ったからにはやるだけだ。そら、獲物を出せよ、アーチャー。これでも礼はわきまえているからな。それぐらいは待ってやる。
I don't think that's gonna happen. Archer does not respond. There's nothing to say to an enemy he must defeat. That steel back of his seems to declare so. Yeah, that is a yummy back, I'm not gonna lie. That makes me realize I'm being stupid. Archer is just waiting for my word, my command.
アーチャー、
Talk to his back without approaching him.
手助けはしないわ。あなたの力、ここで見せて。
That was that a laugh? He grins as if to answer my words, and the Red Knight dashes forward. Oh shit! Twirling gusts of wind! Oh, the music's going off now! Sick. Short sword in hand, the red bullet launches.
Bakana!
Oh, hit him with the Bakana! What meets him is a blue spear thrust. If the dashing archer is a raging wind, the responding spearhead is a divine wind. Oh, cool, cool. The sword is swung, a swing to deflect the thrust. Archer parries the thrust of the high-speed lance with his short sword. The one in red stops. The enemy did not permit Archer's rush. The enemy doesn't even let him get within 2 meters, the range of the spear. For a long weapon, distance is always preferred. As Lancer has a weapon almost 2 meters long, he only needs to attack when the enemy comes into his range. Thrusting an approaching enemy is easier than moving out yourself. But even so, Lancer closes the distance himself and doesn't even allow Archer to move forward.
たわけ、旧兵風情が接近戦を挑んだな。
Oh shit, yeah? His temper is like a burning fire. Lancer closes in with each blow with no thought of stopping. With a long weapon, it's suicidal to close into an enemy. The spearman's tactic is to use their long range to defeat the enemy and win the battle. So, as Lancer is just advancing unchecked, he doesn't have a chance of winning.
嘘。
But that's just by the book. Lancer's lance shows no vulnerabilities as it strikes for the throat, shoulders, forehead, and heart. Thrusts so fast, even the after images are blurred. As each strike of his lance repels, rebuffs, and pushes back Archer, any one of his thrusts could be called a final blow. But even as a bowman, Archer is a servant. No ordinary attack can be a final blow. Oh shit, they're slashing away. Having repelled the lance aimed at his forehead, Archer closes in with speed superior to Lancer's lance. Based on its shape, you might think that the main attack of a lance is a thrust, but the basic strength of a lance is in swings. This is because a wide swing using its long range does not allow the enemy to dodge it by stepping back. A partial retreat does not allow escape, and an attempt to counterattack will only result in a slashed stomach. But simply going forward will end up in a smashed rib from the long shaft of the lance. Archer and Lancer are similarly built. On top of that, it's hard for Archer with no heavy armor to step into range of a lance swung like a whirlwind. But thrusts are a different story. A blazing fast thrust certain to strike you is certainly scary. But as long as the attack targets a point, there are many ways to avoid it once you see it. As Archer did just then, hitting the shaft of the approaching lance to redirect it slightly creates an opening. It must be because he underestimated a bowman. The advantage of a long weapon is in the length and freedom of its range. Once Lancer has discarded these advantages himself, his defeat is... Oh shit. Oh shit, Jesus. The one in red stops. A nightmare-like time is reversing. The thrust is faster than the previous ones. Jesus Christ. Oh, I love how hyped this is. This is, like I said, tremendous job by Type Moon, because literally, like I said, obviously in like anime form or even in like manga form, you could make this like feel really hype. What this has over manga form is the ability to play a cool OST and sound effects, but obviously with the way the visuals or lack thereof exist, it's really interesting, but you're able to really still capture a nice sense of intensity, and this is the first fight of the entire game, so this is great. I'm loving this. I know I'm just kind of reading it fast and I'm kind of going through it. I don't really want to give my thoughts too much on this until after, because I don't want to take you guys out of the mood too much, but I'm like really into this. If you guys couldn't tell. Archer tries to parry the blow, but he gets flicked away along with his weapon. There are no openings in Lancer's attack. No, not just that. The thrusts increase in speed and power without limit and becomes a final blow, even for a servant. We were the ones that underestimated him. For that servant, for Lancer's weapon, there are no general rules about lances. Who could ever parry continuous attacks without even space to breathe between them? Archer manages to retreat a bit and parries, and as a result, the distance between them opens a little. That distance, Lancer uses that distance as a runway to launch an even more powerful attack. Yeah, because he's able to use more of the length of his ridiculously long lance. The raging, continuous attack is only a repetition of that, but the blows themselves are godlike. 10 blows already. No, it must actually be many times more than that. You can't keep up with it? Yeah. The heavy rain of lance pours with yet more strength, trying to skewer Archer to death. It's not fast, but it's just skill. It thrusts like a waterfall with no change in speed. What can Archer do as he's now on the defensive? With such a short sword, he can only parry the lance. He has no way to close on Lancer, and he continues to retreat. A vacuum of steel unfolds. Support. I have to back Archer up, but my throat won't respond. My magic has poor aim. Unless Archer gets far away from Lancer, I will hit him with my magic as well. Such an opening would only increase Lancer's advantage. And besides, frankly, I'm captivated. This is a battle between servants. This is the Holy Grail War itself, where we use heroic spirits, the highest rank of familiar, whom we would never otherwise obtain. Servants. Familiars of different classes that obey the 7 masters. These are the highest ranked familiars, called heroic spirits, that the Holy Grail summons. So it's misleading to call them familiars. Originally, familiars were just beings that ran errands for the Magus. Imagine perhaps a cat in boots, Puss in Boots, lol. Or a cute white bird, or a black dog that doesn't obey its master, or something like that. Familiars that a mere Magus can summon are at that level. Familiars are just familiars. They are only mascots that run errands for their master, so they cannot be beings stronger than their masters. But servants are different. They are the most powerful beings. Even for sorcerers, of which there are only 5 in this world, it would probably be impossible to form a contract with them. It's not that the summoning is hard, or even that the ability of the servant surpasses that of the Magus. Servants themselves are beings above magic. Saber. I'll make it clear, we're actually going to get to see each of the 5 cards in, without like, instead of a really flash. Also, that's really cool, that hair. Obviously not quite what Saber looks like, but, I'll make it clear. Servants are heroes from the past. Myth, legend, fable, history. Fiction or not, the superhuman beings who gain concrete existence in folklore are what we call heroes. A hero that becomes eternal in people's minds is no longer human after their death and is promoted to another form of existence. Wow, that's deep. That's really interesting. A hero that becomes eternal in people's minds is no longer human after their death and is promoted to another form of existence. So if you've been able to transcend death, because you become immortal in a sense, because even though you've died, you've become something beyond. You've left an impact, a legacy that will never die. Humans who bring about miracles, save people, and achieve great deeds are called heroes even after their death. After being so called, they are promoted to heroic spirits after their death and become guardians of humanity. That is really cool. Doesn't matter whether these people existed in reality or only in stories. It is people's minds that create a hero. That is so cool. People's wishes that this is how things should be. Give them form and set them up as real. Yeah, it's belief. Authenticity does not matter. They can have form as long as they have fame as a legend and people have faith. Yeah, it's kind of like religion in that sense. It doesn't matter whether these people really existed or not. It's the belief that matters. The ultimate ideal humans have created. The greatest human people have created. These are the heroes, the heroic spirits. And of course, since they are beyond human, they cannot be controlled by humans. A magus usually borrows their power only to mimic them. They can't summon the heroic spirits themselves, but the Holy Grail made that impossibility into reality. It summons the heroic spirit beyond human control and turns it into a familiar obedient to the master. That nonsense is proof that the Holy Grail is almighty. And with the passing of years ignored, the heroic spirits are summoned. The most recent from 100 years ago, the oldest from the ancient days. The 7 heroic spirits obey each of the 7 masters, protect them, and eliminate the masters of the enemy. Heroes from every age and country are revived into the present day to kill one another for supremacy. That is why this ritual is called the Holy Grail War. Yeah, it's pretty fucked up when you think about it. I mean, obviously it was fucked up, but... That was a nice interlude, now back to the fight. But it seems the Holy Grail has its limits too. Even the Holy Grail cannot indiscriminately call unto the spirit-like beings. Just as a form invented by humans is required for the imaginary 6th element, known as the devil, to take form. What does that even mean? The imaginary 6th element known as the devil. Huh. The heroic spirits also need a form to live in this world. That form is their temporary name, and the way they exist in this world. The Holy Grail has furnished classes so that the heroic spirit may take form more easily, and it only summons the heroic spirits that match these classes. It's like a passport to the present, as it sets up a role as a familiar in advance. By allowing the summoned heroic spirit to take on that role, it helps the spirit to take form. Yes, SABER, Archer, Lancer, and whatever the other 4 are. There are 7 masters chosen by the Holy Grail War. By the Holy Grail. There are also 7 servants obeying those masters. There are 7 furnished classes. Okay, here we go. Knight of the Sword, SABER. So that's the swordswoman, apparently, or swordsman, swordswoman, whatever. It could be either one, I guess. Knight of the Lance, Lancer. That's a cool art. Yeah. The Archer pictures, it looks like it's a girl. That's pretty cool. Knight of the Bow, Archer. Although it almost looks like her ass is showing, which is really weird. Mounted Soldier, Rider. Interesting. That's pretty cool. Magus, Caster. Oh wow, just a straight up caster. I'm gonna write these down, by the way, so I'm just taking a second here. Silent Killer, Assassin. Ooh, that's a cool one. What's the last one? Bad Warrior Berserker. Okay. So there's the Saber class, the Lancer class, the Archer class, Rider class, Caster class, Assassin class, and Berserker class. Very cool. Oops. Those cards look great. Only the heroic spirits with attributes of these classes are summoned to the present to obey the master and become a servant. That is the servant system, sure. A summoning and contract with a heroic spirit beyond human control to win the miracle beyond human grasp. The ultimate competition, held only on this ground. The one and only Holy Grail War. Nice to get a little more backstory on what the Holy Grail War is. It's kind of interesting that she was mesmerized and we went into this like interlude about the Holy Grail War and the servants in the middle of a fight between Lancer and Archer, but very cool. I definitely find this whole like universe and how everything works in the universe very interesting, and I really enjoy this stuff. Like I said, I think this has been some of the best stuff of this game so far. It's just been Rin explaining the lore. And back to the fight. Yep. Oh shit. A loud crash. The short sword that deflected Lancer's lance flies from Archer's hand. This is Lancer's technique. A straight thrust that turns into a sweep at Archer's wrist. It was a blow Archer could not avoid, even had he seen it coming. There is no effective way of parrying a lance with a sword, unless you're the Saber. Maybe Saber could. A strong rebuff only results in a stronger counterattack, and a weak rebuff does not create any openings. The important aspect of the battle between a sword and a lance lies in defeating the enemy when he is at the wrong range. There's no hesitation in Lancer. That's a really cool shot. His movement to push Archer back stops. He must intend to end the match in a single instant. The stairs of the firmly placed Lancer and the swordless Archer clash. What's Archer gonna do? In that instant, the lance is thrust just like a flashlight. Oh god, what the fuck? It can't even be seen. What is about to happen? Like, there's no way Archer just dies. Forehead, neck, and heart. 3 shots are launched. Any one a fatal blow. But what the fuck? The flash too fast to see is repelled by a shining blade. Wait, is this gonna be Saber? Oh no, he got the short sword back, okay. In Archer's hand is the short sword again. A sword like before, a Chinese sword like a hatchet. But the biggest difference is... now he's got 2. Interesting. A pair of swords. Those look really cool, actually, those swords. God, why is Archer so hot? What the fuck? In his hands are matched swords, mere images of each other. Yeah, it seems like it. Lancer's lance flies. Whoa! Holy moly, okay. Oh, that's such a sick shot, Jesus. As if to finish Archer off, the lance moves faster and faster. Archer defends with a burning spirit. His hawk-like eyes say that he will not retreat anymore. No, that he will only advance from now on. The clashing sounds are like a well-orchestrated music. I could see that. 2 steels clanging against each other. The sparking clashes increase in rhythm without pause. The battle of the 2 is like a vacuum. It sucks in the air around them, and it seems like anything approaching them would be cut to pieces. In reality, it only lasts an instant. But for me looking on, it seems to take an infinitely long time. Well, yeah, this is literally your life on the line, too. It'd be pretty tense. Lancer tries not to let Archer near him. while Archer advances using his swords as a shield. Over 100 blows have been thrown, and Archer loses a sword every time. And it's only for a moment as Archer has a sword in his hand in the X instant, forcing Lancer back a little each time. Wait, Unlimited Blade Works is one of the parts, but we're not in Unlimited Blade Works. What are you doing, Archer? Lancer finally admits his carelessness. But even though he doesn't know who is before him, he will be the loser if he dismisses him as a mere bowman. The distance widens. Oh, he ran away. Probably to recover, Lancer puts a large distance between them. His speed is extraordinary. Archer's charge was out of this world, but it was still slow compared to Lancer. The movement of his retreat had panther-like speed and agility. I mean, if the cards were ordered from 1 to 7 in terms of power, because we know Saber is supposed to be the best one, then Lancer's number 2 and Archer's number 3. So this was a battle between supposedly the number 2 and number 3 anyways. So this is like really high tier stuff, especially for the beginning of the fucking game.
27. それだけ弾き飛ばしてもまだあるとはな。
Lancer mutters in irritation. No, it's more like confusion. He's just infinite blades. It's literally Unlimited Blade Works. Like, we're in the wrong part, bro. What the fuck? I don't know what that, like, means, but it's really interesting. I feel the same way. According to Father, a servant carries only one weapon. Their weapon is filled with magical energy, so it's not something that can be created one after another like Archer was just doing. Servants are heroes that sublimate their spirits after death, equaling the holy spirits. Put it another way, they are like devils or angels. They are powerful familiars on their own, but their most powerful weapon is their proof of heroism, a magical item called their noble phantasm. Sure. A noble phantasm is a weapon or armor the servant used when they were a hero, and it's treated as a last resort. That goes back to what they were talking about with, like, when Rin was hoping that her father would have left her something that would have helped her summon Saber, but she didn't have anything of that sort. So, but her father did leave her, obviously, a quite the crazy last resort of her own. The Noble Phantasm is the one and only weapon for a servant. This is because the Noble Phantasm is an ultimate weapon without equal. The lance that Lancer is using will show its power as a Noble Phantasm when Lancer deems it necessary. A Noble Phantasm is an impressive weapon by itself, but its true ability is to release all its power using its true name. Heroes' weapons which rule over all others, and which have killed dragons and gods. Servants activate their noble phantasms using their magical energy. It's much like magic. Servants recreate the destructions in legend, using their noble phantasm as a catalyst. That's really cool. Noble phantasms are never disposable. The swords that Archer brought out must be excellent, but they cannot be his noble phantasm. He is the servant Archer, so the noble phantasm he conceals must be a bow.
どうしたランサー？様子見とは君らしくないな。先ほどの勢いはどこに行った？
Damn savage Archer, let's go!
ち、タヌキが減らず口を叩きやがるか。
Lancer's irritation is understandable. Even though Lancer fought as a spearman, Archer fended him off as a swordsman. Which means Archer hasn't shown any of his abilities yet, so it's natural for Lancer to feel ghastly.
いいぜ、聞いてやるよ。てめえどこの英雄だ？
Yep.
二頭使いの旧兵なぞ聞いたことがない。
Very interesting.
そういう君は分かりやすいな。僧兵には最速の英雄が選ばれるというが、君はその中でもえりすぐりだ。これほどの宗師は世界に3人といまい。加えて、獣のごとき敏捷さといえば、おそらく1人。
Oh, we about to get a name?
ほう、 よく言ったアーチャー。
In that instant, his vast murderous intent makes me forget to breathe. Lancer's arm moves. This is different from before, a stance free from contempt. The spearhead is lowered as if to strike the ground, and only his stare pierces Archer.
ならば食らうか。我が必殺の一撃を。
止めはしない。いずれ越えねばならぬ敵だ。
Holy shit, this is... Dude, Archer is such a Chad, good god. This is terrifying, though. I mean, there's no way, like, Archer's gonna be perfectly fine, obviously, just given where we are in the game, but, like, this is still terrifying. Lancer's body sinks down. At the same time, a chill like thorns fills the schoolyard. The air freezes. Yeah, I guess that's one way to portray that. Not a metaphor, it literally freezes. All the mana in the air is frozen. The only person allowed to breathe here is the warrior called Lancer. The lance in Lancer's hand is unmistakably a demonic one. And now, it is waiting to take its true form in the moment it strikes.
まずい。
They'll be beaten. I don't know what kind of noble phantasm that is, but Archer will be beaten. It's implausible since this is the first time I felt such an intuition. There's no doubt about it. Archer will die when that lance is thrust. It is determined. Literally, Lancer's lance is the embodiment of inescapable death. Are you saying it's fate, Rin? Archer will be defeated. Archer will die when Lancer pierces his heart. And yet, even though I know what's going to happen, I can't even help him. Because if I move even a finger, that will trigger the attack. So if anything can stop this battle and stop Archer's defeat, it would be...
誰だ?
It would be the chance appearance of a stranger we have all overlooked. The fuck? The ghastly air coming from Lancer disappears. The sound of fleeing footsteps. That figure is definitely wearing a school uniform. Is this gonna be Shuro?
生徒、まだ学校に残ってたの?
Who else could it be? It has to be, right?
そのようだな。おかげで命拾いしたが。
Archer says calmly. Well, we were certainly saved, but...
失敗した。ランサーに気を取られて周りの気配に気づかなかった。って、アーチャー、あんた何してんの?
見てわからないか。手が空いたから休んでいる。
んなわけないでしょ。ランサーはどうしたのよ。
さっきの人影を追ったよ。目撃者だからな。おそらく消しに行ったのだろう。
Oh, are we? She's like, wait, what the fuck? For an instant, my thoughts stopped.
追ってアーチャー、私もすぐに追いつくから。
Archer goes after Lancer immediately.
くそ、なんて間抜け。
Curse my carelessness. It's the rule of Magi to eliminate any witnesses. Which is why, if one didn't want to do that, one just had to allow no witnesses. I've done that until now, so why do I have to make a mistake on today of all days? A night where even the moonlight is obscured. A student is lying on the cold hallway floor, and Archer is standing still. He is staring silently at the student. Oh, did the student get murdered by Lancer? Oh. A smell hits my nose, or by Archer for that matter. The blood on the floor makes clear that it's the smell of death.
追ってアーチャー、ランサーはマスターのところに戻るはず。せめて相手の顔ぐらい把握しないと割りが合わない。
Jesus. Okay, so it was Lancer, I assume. Archer goes after Lancer. You see how serious Archer is? He's not saying a word. Like, what I love about this is you really get that sense that Archer and Rin have a very similar understanding. Like, they don't, they understand that they don't want to involve other people in this. They don't want people getting hurt. And, like, I love their unity on that front. I think it really gives you that vibe that they're heroes in this story, Archer and Rin, which is great. I love that. I think it's fantastic. I'm left alone with the student lying on the floor. I can't look straight at him, but I must. This is my fault. This is my fault. This is my fault. Ever since I was a child, ever since I became the successor of Tosaka, I've been preparing for something like this. There's no good or evil for Magi. I've always told myself that this road has only my blood and the blood of others, so...
LANCER の槍で一突か。心臓やられてちゃ助からない。
Yeah, I mean, Lancer's efficient. I don't know how long it's been since Lancer killed him. Was he lucky or unlucky to be pierced through the heart? Guess Lancer's attack isn't a simple external wound, as the flow of blood from the rupture isn't too severe. It's not too severe, but it's all over when the brain doesn't get any more blood. No. Basically, if his heart were pierced, he should have died instantly.
その割にはまだ死んでないってのはすごいな。
Wait, is this really Shiro? It's amazing he isn't dead yet, excuse me? Yes. He's still breathing faintly as if to give his last scream. That will only last a few more seconds. He can't heal his own wounds, and I don't have enough power to save him either.
顔を見ないと。それぐらいはしなくちゃ。
Yeah, I want to know who this is. They said him, and now they said he's still alive. Now I'm wondering if it's Emiya after all. I try to touch the head facing the ground and realize my fingertips won't move. They're trembling. I wonder why. I'm used to such things. Not really, you really aren't. I've had to make these kinds of choices many times before. Or maybe I'm wrong. I've lost many things due to my mistakes and my selfishness. That's why I'm ready for a day like this. So why am I so angry at myself?
ごめんね。見とるぐらいはしてあげる。
I control my trembling fingers and my failing knees with my will and look at the face of the student. Who is it? A huge smacking sound. Really feels like I've been hit on the head with a hammer.
やめてよね。なんだってあんたが。
Who is it? I grip my teeth, not to suppress my trembling. I'm really pissed off. Why is it him? Why did it have to be him? I'm not mad at Lancer for killing a witness quickly and perfectly, just as a servant should do. I'm just angry at him for staying late at this place on this day. Oh, this is a new theme. Wait, was it Shinji? Oh shit. Oh shit, it was Shinji. Sakura's face flashes in my mind. She will definitely cry. And I recall one red-tinted day after school, a long time ago. A distant sunset. Someone always running alone. And a boring girl staring at that from far away. Before me, the corpse of someone who happened to get involved. There is a way. I might fail and lose my last resort in the process, but there is still a way. Is this? Okay, from that description, now I think it isn't Shinji. And they're not showing us this dude's face. No. I'll lose my last resort whether I succeed or fail. The result for me won't change. It's a mistake. The fact of his death is already determined. It's my fault for not noticing the things around me. It's his fault for unluckily staying late. So I don't need to go that far. Yes, because this is what my father, who gave me nothing else, left just for me. A powerful chunk of magical energy. A reliable last resort to win through this battle. A precious, precious thing just for me.
だからなんだってのよ、バカ。
I shake the feeling off and kneel in front of the one who will become a corpse in another second. Can you show me this dude's fucking face? No? Really?
やっちゃった。
Pendant in my hand becomes light. Yo! She really did! Holy shit, she really fucking did. Good God. My father's memento is drained almost to emptiness and falls onto what used to be a dying body.
まあ、仕方ないか。
You're far too kind, Rin. But that's why we love you, girl. She is, I think, my favorite character so far. I mean, it's hard not to love Rin. Archer is fantastic. But they're the standouts for sure so far. Yes, it can't be helped. I can't believe she actually did that. Like, I'm not surprised, because the way they were building it up, it felt like she was. But that's crazy. That's crazy that they built up her freaking pendant just for her to use it this early on. We're still in the fucking prologue of the game. I thought that was going to be, like... I felt like it wasn't going to be endgame because it would be too easy for that to be part of the endgame. And I'm not surprised she used it in some weird way like this to save someone. I'm just surprised it was this early in the game. Wow, I can't believe she actually used it. I think her daddy would be proud, though. I think daddy would respect that and understand and be proud of what you've done. Oh my god, that's fantastic, though. Holy shit, I was not expecting this episode to be so good. We're in the second episode of this Let's Play, and shit is just insane. We had our first fight of the series, which was crazy. Between between Lancer and Archer. And then we had, this mess. Oh my god, what a freaking god. I mean, this game, what a prologue. To think we're still in the goddamn prologue of this fucking game. Holy shit. I didn't have the power or skills to revive someone with a damaged heart, damaged blood vessels, and on the verge of brain death on top of that. That's why I had to make up for my lack of skill with this powerful object.
まだ息があるのが運の尽きだった。完全に死んでいたら、どんなに魔力の蓄えがあっても蘇生なんてできなかったし。
But since he was still alive, you could argue that it was unlucky for Rin, because if he had just been completely dead, then Rin wouldn't have had that choice to make, and then she would have been able to keep her father's necklace. But because of that choice, she made this choice, which is without a doubt the humane choice, but probably was not the best choice in Rin's interests. I just did what I could, and ended up saving his life.
失敗してたら目も当てられなかったけど、成功したからいっか。ええ、正直に言えば充実感あるしね。こういう経験も悪くはなかったわ。
I mean, that's good, at least. I'm just bluffing.
行こう。済んだことは済んだこと。こいつが目を覚ます前に帰らないと。
Yeah, there's no need for me to stay here any longer. Archer should be following Lancer, so I should go home by myself. On my way back, I remember. I left the pendant at school. Just a pendant now that the magical energy has been drained out of it.
もういいか。
I've no more use for that pendant. Yeah, I mean, it was still, it still had sentimental value, though. Because it was, like you said, the thing that your dad left you, even if it doesn't have the power anymore. Sure, it might have been a bit of magical energy left in it, but surely less than the 10 jewels I have. My father intended to leave for me was enough magical energy to win the Holy Grail War. So now, without magical energy, the thing is meaningless. Well, I mean, it was also pretty, and it was, you know, like, I don't know if I agree with that sentiment there, Rin. I enter the house without saying anything and sit on the sofa. Yeah, I don't blame you, girl. That was a stressful day, or at least a stressful night. Holy shit, that was crazy. Archer isn't back yet. I sigh and listen to the clock for a few minutes.
いい加減頭を切り替えなくちゃ。あれだけの戦いを経験しておいて、何ほうけてるんだ私。
Yeah, you almost died. I jump up and brew some tea. There are so many things to think about. Yes, you have a lot to think about, and you and Archer are gonna have to figure out how to get your shit in and, you know, be stronger and all that stuff, and be ready for the battles to come. Most importantly, the servants. I have just witnessed a battle between servants I had previously only understood intellectually. Yeah, now you, even though you know, like, how powerful the servants are, like, it's one of those things where it's like seeing is believing, and you have to actually witness something to truly understand just how out of their league you are.
ランサーか。宝具を使われそうになった時は焦ったけど、実際使ってたら正体は分かったのよね。
The easiest way to beat an enemy's servant is to learn their identity. Ignoring for the moment the idiot who doesn't even know his own identity, the biggest weak point of a servant is their true name. Discovering the servant's true name, in other words, figuring out their identity, should let you take a guess at what kind of noble phantasm they might have. Interesting. Goes without saying, but since servants are heroic spirits, they have a legend associated with them. If you figure out their legend, you should be able to find out most of their abilities. Interesting. Servants are called by their class names because they want to hide their true names. It makes sense. Because the more famous a hero is, the more people know about their weapons and their weaknesses. Sure. A heroic spirit that becomes a servant never gives out their true identity. The only ones that know the servants' identities are the masters. There's even a tactic understanding that the masters hide their servants' identities while trying to discover the identities of the others. This is the 5th Holy Grail War. The qualities of the servants are determined by the ranks of the summoned heroic spirits. It goes without saying that the more famous heroes and the heroes with better weapons are stronger, but it's difficult to summon such heroic spirits. To summon a heroic spirit, one must have a connection with them, such as a weapon they use during their lives. Even the Magic Association has few of such things. So generally, one will summon a heroic spirit that suits them, like I did. A servant's strength is determined by the rank of the heroic spirit. But it's not that simple, as even the most powerful heroic spirits may have a hard time depending on the class they are assigned to. That is because of the special abilities assigned to each class, the possibility of the weak defeating the strong. The 7 classes each have a different additional ability, and one even has a chance of defeating an opponent of higher rank depending on the ability's affinity. To take an example, an infamous hero has defeated a great hero 4 times in the past. As far as I know, the most powerful servant is SABER. But SABER has a weakness. In all the previous 4 wars, SABER has made it to the final fight. It is said that the 3 classes, SABER, LANCER, and Archer, have strong magic resistance. To put it simply, magic is pretty much useless against them. It's because they are fighters who fought through the age of myths, when magic were used widely. Magics that Magi use now would probably dissipate just by touching them. Anyways, that's why these 3 classes are considered the basics and the best. Another that's worthy of mention is the Servant Berserker. The heroic spirit summoned into this class loses their sanity. Just as the name implies, they become a mad warrior puppet of their master. The benefit from this is a strengthening of their power, far exceeding the powers they had when alive. Very interesting. Berserker class just makes me want to make jokes, honestly. However, the more powerful a servant becomes, the greater the burden it imposes on the master. In the past, masters who summoned Berserker couldn't control their rampaging servants and destroyed themselves by running out of magical energy. No exceptions. Jesus! That's happened in all 4 Holy Grail Wars, huh? The winners and losers of the Holy Grail War are largely determined by the abilities of the servants. Well, I expect there are ways to win it by the master's efforts, but it is basically a fight between the servants. That's why a master should be very careful when summoning a servant. Unlike you, Rin, who lost an hour and your power wasn't quite at its peak. I silently consider the plans we should make from now on. The clock, fixed already, strikes 11 while I do so, and Archer comes home.
おかえりなさい。成果はどう？
すまない。失敗した。よほど用心深いマスターだったのだろう。少なくとも、こちら側の町にはランサーのマスターはいなかった。
Good stuff, good stuff. As I expected. Lancer was alone, and it seems his master isn't the type to show up for battles personally.
そう。まあ、簡単にはいかないわよね。
No, probably not. There's no way everything will go as I might hope. So it can't be helped. Let's consider what happened tonight as a tuition fee for the lessons learned.
覇気がないな、マスター。いつもの威勢はどうした？まさか、先の一戦でおじけづいた。というのはなしだぞ。君が命じるのなら、今すぐにでもランサーとの再戦に赴いてもいい。
Yeah, in a scenario like this, you kind of do have to have faith and just believe that you can win these battles and find a way and all that jazz. Archer protests silently that we should do so. Now, of course, they do still have... Man, it is interesting, though. Rin is losing, like, every advantage she has, because she's already lost one of her 3 command spells, and she's already lost her fucking necklace. It's like, she's down to just the rest of her command spells, pretty much. I see. I guess I look depressed.
そんなわけないでしょ。私が打って出ないのはね、単に無駄手間をしたくないだけなんだから。
Sure.
無駄手間をしたくない？
だってまだマスターの数が揃ってないでしょ。今夜のはやむなしだったけど、開戦の合図があるまで戦わないわ。それが聖杯戦争のルールだって父さんは言ってたし。
By rule, it's more like manners, I guess you could say.
そうか。君の父親もマスターだったのか。
Yep. Archer nods, understanding. Then Archer makes a troubled face and starts to ponder something. Did I kill your dad? I laugh, but he could actually be thinking about that.
何よ。何か言いたいことでもあるの？あんた。
ああ、一つ聞き忘れていた。リン。君は幼い頃からマスターになるべく育てられ、それに従ってきたのだろう。つまり、初めからマスターになることを予想していたわけだ。
当たり前じゃない。そりゃいきなりマスターに任命される魔術師もいるそうだけど、私は別よ。遠坂の人間にとって聖杯戦争は何代も前からの悲願なんだから。
I mean, that's really dark because it's kind of like you're almost fated for death because, I mean, you got a 1 in 7 shot of winning. And I mean, you could argue maybe it's a little better for a Tosaka, but...
そうだろう。なら、目的がとうにあるはずだ。
What's her wish if she was to win the Grail?
私はそれを聞き忘れていた。主の望みを知らなければ、私も剣を預けられない。
I like that. I like that. Because it's like, you know, I need to know, like, your honor, or, like, it isn't, like, something totally, like, fucked or whatever, and, like, I need to be fighting for your wish. I need to be fighting for what you desire more than anything, to truly understand you and to truly fight for you.
リン、それで、君の願いは何だ？
願い？そんなの別にないけど。
Huh.
何？
Nani? Oh, Archer's making a funny face. It's not too funny, but sure.
そんなはずはあるまい。聖杯とは願いを叶える万能の杯だ。マスターになるということは聖杯を手に入れるということ。だというのに、叶える願いがないとはどういうことだ？
I imagine she'll find her wish over the course of the Holy Grail War, whether she wins or loses. Archer is asking with a serious expression. Oh, I see. The master's wish after obtaining the Holy Grail isn't irrelevant to the servant. But it's strange. Father said that servants have wishes as well, but that is only their wish. I don't think archers should be concerned because I don't have any wishes.
よし、明確な望みがないのであれば、漠然とした願いはどうだ。例えば、世界を手にするといった風な。
Yeah, I could kind of picture Rin ruling the world, honestly.
なんで？世界なんてとっくに私のものじゃない。
What the fuck? Oh my god! That's one of the best lines of this game so far. The world's already mine. And she has a point. Like, I got this great house. I can do whatever I want. I'm smart as fuck. He was not prepared for that answer.
あのね、アーチャー。世界ってのはつまり自分を中心とした価値観でしょ？そんなものは生まれた時から私のものよ。そんな世界を支配しろって言うんなら、私はとっくに世界を支配している。
Why is Rin so based? Like, that answer is actually incredible. That is, like, honestly, unironically, that is such a great quote. That's honestly beautiful. I mean, see, I was honestly thinking that her dad she'd wished for her dad back, if that is allowed. Archer looks at me with a troubled expression. I'm amazed. The guy really is hard-headed.
バカな。聖杯とは望みを叶える力。現実の世界を手にできる力だぞ。それを求めるというのに、何も望まないというのか、君は。
Yeah, he cannot comprehend this at all, and it's great.
だって世界征服もめんどくさいし、そんな無駄なことを願っても仕方がないでしょ。あなた、割と想像力が貧困ね。
She's right. It would be troublesome.
理解に苦しむな。それでは、何のために戦う？
そこに戦いがあるからよ、ハーチャ。ついでにもらえるものはもらっておく。聖杯がなんだかは知らないけど、いずれ欲しいものができたら使えばいいだけでしょ。人間生きていれば欲しいものなんて限りないんだし。
That's such an earnest answer, and it's interesting because I don't really, from what we've gotten of Tosaka Rin, I don't really think of her as an earnest person. But the thing about Rin is she's lived a very specific life that's had, you know, a lot of things about her life that have not been fun for her to live this life of a magus, and yet at the same time, she's very accepting of that life, and she's also managed to make the best of it, and she is in many ways earnest, like the fact that she just used her father's you know, stored up power and all that, and you know, like a lot of the things she does just because she's a good person and because she's not all that worried about the long term. She just wants, you know, to do things as well as she can and all that. I don't know, she's a really interesting character. Like, I don't really know how to fully describe it, but Rin has like really speaks to me. Like, I really like Rin a lot. And I'm very excited to see where they go with her character, because obviously there's going to be a lot of strife and trials and tribulations over the course of this game, and it's going to be really interesting to see where Rin goes, because she's been fantastic so far. She is, like I said, the biggest standout character. Even though Archer's great, Rin is, I would say, already, even this early in the game, to me, Rin is a standout character of Fate, and I'm so curious to see where they take her, because she is awesome.
つまり君は。
ええ。ただ勝つために戦うの、あーちゃん。
That does kind of sum it up. I'm fighting to win. Archer's shoulders slump. Maybe he's disappointed in my opinions, but it seems he's finally relaxed. It's more, I think, about understanding you.
まいった。確かに君は私のマスターにふさわしい。
Ugh. I find it hard to deal with that kind of comment, so I wish he'd stop saying such things. He's testing you, yes.
サーバントにマスターを選ぶ権利はないけど、 一応聞いとく。なんで私があなたのマスターにふさわしいのよ。
Because you're not in this for like a weird personal gain.
言うまでもない。君は間違いなく最強のマスターだ。
That's a lot. That's not the answer I was going for, but that's cool.
使える相手としてこれ以上のものはない。
Aww. And then they fucked. although, was it config? Yeah. I really want to go on. I'm not gonna lie. I really want it to be on. I don't know. I really don't know whether or not I can do that, honestly. I'm actually really curious. But, I mean, for all I know, they really might fuck. Oh, fuck, that would be great.
そう、ありがとう。あなたに言われるなら世辞ってわけじゃなさそうだし。
I don't think it's meant to be flattery. I think in Archer's mind, it's just he's just stating facts. I look away because I'm embarrassed. I really want that cock. I mean, what? I find it hard to deal with Archer because he speaks frankly like this, even though he's so cynical. But, well, I'm honestly happy that he trusts me. I trust Archer, and he trusts me. I don't think this sense of solidarity is a bad thing.
さて、ならば一息入れようか。7人目のマスターが現れるにせよ、それは今すぐというわけでも。ちょっと待て、リン。君、あの飾りはどうした？
Yeah, this is awkward.
飾りってペンダントのこと？はあ、あれなら忘れてきちゃった。もう何の力もないものだし、別に必要ないでしょ。
それはそうだが、君がそう言うならいいが。
ええ、父さんの形見だけど、別に思い出はあれだけってわけじゃない。
Fair enough.
よくはない。そこまで強くあることはないだろう、リン。
Aww. So saying Archer takes out the pendant I left at school. Yo! My guy! Aww. Why is it so cute? Damn, it did not take long for this to become a fucking great ship. I mean, it kind of was a great ship off the gate because they kind of shit talk each other a little, and that's usually a great sign for a ship, but like a good ship. But holy shit, that's so adorable. There it is. Well, that was kind of a weird.
拾いに行ってくれたんだ、あーちゃん。
Of course he did, because he cares about you. You're his master.
もう忘れるな。それはリンにしか似合わない。
Aw, look at that little mini blush. As if he's embarrassed, Archer looks away as he hands me the pendant. Damn, he wants some of that. He wants some of that Rin puss. It's not just Rin who's thirsty.
そう。じゃあ、ありがとう。
Aw. I accept it. To be honest, I don't know if I should be embarrassed or cool about it. The pendant is as it was. As expected, there's no magical energy left in it. Empty of magical energy, it's just an expensive but ordinary jewel, and it doesn't hold any power. But, as Archer would put it, even if there's no power left in this pendant, it still has meaning as something my father specifically left for me. Then, maybe I could just laugh off the fact that I helped that guy by sacrificing my trump card?
って待った。
Something clicks in my head. I wasn't thinking straight back then because of my regret, but thinking about it calmly, I missed something. He saw us, so it'll be dangerous unless we adjust his memory. Basically, Lancer prioritized eliminating the witness over his battle with us. Lancer's thinking probably matches his master's. So, if such a master finds out the guy they killed didn't die, what would he do?
そんなやつ、生かしておかない。
Yeah, I was actually almost commented on this earlier because I thought it was really weird that, like, I was like, yeah, aren't they just gonna kill him again? Like, get up from my sofa. I forgot to comment on it, or I think I didn't. Maybe I did, but I don't think I did. It's been 3 hours since then. I might not make it, but after all I did, I have to make it on time. Yeah, then your sacrifice of the pendant would be for all for naught, so. It had to be Emiya then. This is what this is building to, right? I run through the night. Fortunately, I know where his house is. No, I didn't look it up, but it just happens that an acquaintance of mine goes there a lot, though I've never been there myself.
まったく余計な苦労を背負おうとしているぞ君は。
It's either Shinji or Emiya. Yeah, because I mean, I guess it could be like Ryodo, the Issei boy, but Archer has no interest in cooperating. He was against saving the guy when he was dying, and he's against me going to help him right now. Sure, I mean, I like, logically speaking, you really shouldn't. It's midnight. Under the cloudy night sky, we reach the Japanese-styled house. There's no sight of anyone in this house on the edge of the residential district. There aren't many houses around it, and there's no one to come and help if something happens here. What are you gonna do, Rin? My breath is white. A wind starts to pick up. Yeah, it's also midnight in February in Japan. It must be quite strong as the clouds start to drift fast. The supposedly warm wind of Fuyuki sends chills down my spine, making me tremble. Even if Fuyuki City is considered warm, it's still cold on the hill. The air around here is frozen. I strain my ears in the cold atmosphere. In the frozen feeling, I feel a small sense of an enemy.
いる。さっきのサーバント。
Oh shit. I bite my lip. His presence is perceptible on the other side of this wall. Lancer's in the house already and about to kill the same guy again who had just come home without a clue as to what happened.
飛び越えて倒すしかない。その後のことはその時に考える。
So I'm about to command Archer to go in. It's got... Oh my god, is this gonna be Saber and Emiya? It's gotta be. This has got to be. Holy fuck. Bright white light, like a fallen sun, comes from within the house. Oh my god, did you saving him with the magic, like, awaken him as a magus, and now he's like a fucking magus? Is that what happened? Did her pendant awaken him as a magus? A bright white light, like a fallen sun, comes from within the house. The presence is eclipsed by another presence. The wave of power of the servant Lancer is consumed by an even larger wave. The instantaneous explosion of ether gives the spiritual being a body, summoned to overpower Lancer. I think we know, yeah, this is absolutely Saber.
嘘。
Oh my god, this music. I can only mutter. But it's true. To prove it, Lancer jumps over the wall and leaps away as if fleeing from this place.
ねえ、アーチャー。これも、もしもの話？
No.
さあな。だが、これで7人。ついに数が揃ったぞ。
Yep, it's officially time for the Holy Grail War. What in the fuck? Archer answers calmly. I've lost my normal judgment. That's why I didn't even consider the obvious event that would follow. The wind blows strongly. Clouds cover the sky like an umbrella. The unlit suburbs are enclosed by darkness. And the servant jumps over the wall, coming down like a demonic bird. Archer has reacted already, but I couldn't react. That was my mistake. Ah, show her! Show our blonde girl! The battle ended with that small opening, not lasting even a second. Jesus Christ, what the fuck? It might have been only a second for me, but for that servant, it was an opening that couldn't be ignored. A sword rushes for me. Archer pushes me aside and the servant slashes him! It happens in an instant. What the hell?! Archer, who handled Lancer's fury of attacks beautifully, has been taken down with one blow. But I make it in time this time. Thank God. For a second, I was like, what is happening? Is this going to be a plot twist? And this is like, and we're going to change protagonists? I was so confused, although I still am wondering about that. Just as the enemy servant is about to cut off Archer's head with her blade, I forcibly remove him. A pain in my right hand. It must have been an excessive command, so a command spell has disappeared from my hand. Oh my God, now she only has one! Now there's only one remaining. But this is for the best. Rather than having Archer die, I would prefer to lose one or two command spells. Giving no consideration to Archer's disappearance, the servant attacks me. Yeah, that's the problem. Oh shit! Oh shit! Let's go, Rin! Nice outfit. I take from my pocket a topaz with a wind spell stored in it. Then I launch all the magical energy it contains at her without processing it. This thing, which can blow away a house without a trace, is a bundle of wind spells I've stocked up over time. It's one of the 10 jewels I've been putting my magical energy into for 17 years without rest. I'm using all the magical energy stored in it, so even if I can't defeat her, it should at least slow her down a bit. Did nothing. No, not even that. It did nothing. Yeah, I figured. Holy shit, what an introduction to Saber. We're not even getting to see her, even though we know what she looks like because of the very beginning of the game. But what a freaking introduction to Saber. Good God. Swirl of wind that instantly tears apart anything caught within it disappears like a magic trick the instant it touches the servant. It's a strong magic resistance. Mere magical energy from a magus cannot hurt this servant. So this is it. She can't be hurt by magic, and I've lost the protection of Archer, so I can't stop this servant. I barely managed to avoid one blow, but that's all. I look up at the night sky. In it is the figure of cold-hearted death who is looking down at me as I lay miserably on the ground. Show us. Holy shit! Hey, Saber. The wind blows. In between the dark clouds and the spiral sky, the moon shines. The falling moonlight and the beautiful face. This is the servant that drove off Lancer, defeated my Archer in one strike, and annulled my magic with no trouble.
今の魔術は見事だった、メイガス。
Complimenting her too. That's sick. Girl's voice is like a bell. Yes, this voice is like a nightmare right now. She's got a pretty intense voice, very cool voice though. It's only natural. The more beautiful my enemy is, the more of a nightmare it is, as I cannot believe the difference in our strength.
だが最後だ、アーチャーのマスターよ。
The point of the sword shines brilliantly. On the verge of death, I understand. With just one look, without proof, this is the card I wanted. The one said to be the strongest of all servants, the hero of the sword. What are you gonna say? I look up the moon, accepting my death. So what's gonna happen? Is Shiro gonna, like, save Rin? I don't know how else this could go down, because, I mean, obviously, that's the only thing I could think of here. There's no time for me to flee or plead for my life. I will die here. Tosaka Rin's Holy Grail War will end on the third day. There's only disgrace and regret, and I will probably vanish bearing a grudge against my enemy. But still, I don't feel anything. Something must really be wrong with me. Even though I'm going to be killed in an instant, I adore her again. Damn. I want to talk about shipping. God damn, what the fuck, Rin? That's right. If you ask for regrets, that's it. But I guess it can't be helped. Because she's the most powerful servant. Because her figure is just so heartless. So infinitely valiant. And so beautiful. So it's gonna be Shiro's gonna come in, right? Okay, so I've skipped up to like right before where the game just died on me, and I did look up a potential fix. Apparently, I did see the error code, and I have the fix, so we should be good to go. I don't know what the hell this game tried to do. Now, again, you have to understand that, obviously, this is a Japanese game from, like, 18 years ago? Now, how old is Fate? God, it's like 04, 05, 03. It's one of those years, I think. But, I have, like, what's basically a pieced together, basically, the best version. I don't know the specifics, but I have a good version of the game pieced together. I don't know what crashed the game, but I found the error code and I found how to fix it, so this should work this time. If it doesn't work, I'll still keep this in, but this should work this time. Alright, take 2, but I guess it can't be helped, because she's the most powerful servant, because her figure is just so heartless, so infinitely valiant, and so beautiful. Okay, here we go. This is where it crashed. It went white, and then it crashed. So it's supposed to go white. What's happening? Okay, it went black. Oh, Jesus, that's so loud. Oh! Oh, no wonder it crashed. It's freaking anime opening. What is this? There's Saber and someone we have not seen. Yeah, that's Saber, all right. Yeah, there's Emiya. Rin, looking badass as hell. That's Sakura? Well, there's our boy Lancer. And there's that crazy looking girl. I don't know who the hell that's supposed to be. Oh man, this OP is like very unknown. Oh shit. Is that Berserker maybe? There's a lot going on here. I don't know what to make of any of this. I'm not even really thinking about it that hard. Yeah, and there's him with like a gazillion swords. What the hell? There's the boy. So I'm assuming that's the end of the prologue. Yeah, there it is. Fate Stay Night. And yeah, Rialta Nua, which I think is the version I have or whatever, you know. I'm not. Fate Stay Night Fate. I have a secret that I haven't told you. I'm a magi. 3 years after the death of his foster father, strange events begin happening in town, and he finds himself drawn into a battle between the magi called Masters. Can I save? Is it really not gonna let me save from here? Or am I just like... Huh. I don't even know. So I beat the prologue. So this is a title screen. I thought it was weird the game had no title screen, but this is literally a title screen. Extra, huh? Oh yeah, the prologue. Yeah, this must be the end of the prologue. 5 days. Oh, it said 5 hours. I was gonna say I've not played this game for 5 days. It's on crack. Music. Yeah, a bunch of freaking music. Yeah, I guess we just unlocked that. That's cool. ED list. Okay. Very cool. Config. Yeah, this is just the normal configuration menu. Holy crap, so that was just the prologue. Start a new game, load a saved game. Okay, yeah, I saved it there because I was worried it was gonna crash again. Okay. So I can't, it didn't look like I could save because I'm on the main menu. I don't know if I should press start or not. I feel like I should save this for next time. So this episode's gonna be a little shorter. I was kind of worried about this because I knew we were still in the prologue. I didn't know how much longer the prologue was going to be. But I think I am gonna kill it here. So I actually want to check something, so I am going to exit the game. I go config, or I guess I just have to right click and then okay. So I want to actually check something now. Because it like bumped me into a whole different like deal. So let me check something real quick. If I enter the game now, okay, so I think it was because, so I have a certain setting that has everything set up the way I want it to be set up. And now it should be, oh, no, this is a work of fiction. A story, no, that's normal. Ah, okay, but it does pop us up here. Okay. So I was wondering, I was like, oh yeah, okay. This was different, but then it did the fictional thing. But then, okay, here we go. So now I'll just leave this on the title screen here. I guess we've unlocked, or we've started Fate, the first route of Fate Stay Night. So I can't even say we started the route. So that was actually just the prologue of the game. Now we've unlocked the actual Fate route of Fate Stay Night. So I don't know how I'm going to title these episodes. I might title the first two like Prologue 1 and 2, and then maybe moving forward I'll call these Fate, and then I know it's Fate, and then it's Unlimited Blade Works, and then it's Heaven's Feel. Okay. So we saw that OP. I mean, there was a lot of like kind of spoilerific stuff. I almost wonder if I should be skipping those moving forward and like saving those for later. I imagine that was like the Fate opening. But what I did gather out of that was, it was really interesting to see. I did really enjoy the prologue of Fate. I thought it was great. I thought Rin was fantastic. Archer was amazing. And so what I'm assuming here, so theory talk. The Fate route is about Emiya and Saber. Because the one thing, because I do have like for the Fate route, the logo is literally Saber. So this is going to be Shiro's story. Unlimited Blade Works is going to be Rin's story, because we're doing this weird thing with Archer and his aesthetic with like unlimited, with all the freaking blades, all the swords. No, I have no idea what Heaven's Feel could be. But here's my big theory. In Fate, and when I say Fate, okay, so the game is Fate Stay Night, obviously, but in the Fate arc, in the Fate route, we're going to be following Shiro and Saber as they battle foes and they vanquish foes. Then, in Unlimited Blade Works, we're going to be following Archer and Rin as they fight foes and vanquish foes. And then Heaven's Feel is when it just comes down to Rin and Shiro. That's my theory. I don't know how right that is, but the fact that I know that the second route is called Unlimited Blade Works makes me think that, and given how they did that, but we don't know, because we don't know what that prologue is. We don't know what happened between, oh man, but that's the thing, like, she was going to die, and then it just went to the OP, so I have no idea what happened. I hope, so, but here's my theory, actually, now that I think about it, I had to think about it. So, Saber's going to kill Rin, and then Emiya's going to run out and save Rin. But at that point, we're going to be doing that. That's going to be from Emiya's perspective. And we're going to see Saber and Rin, and Saber about to kill Rin, and we're going to save Rin. But it's going to happen from our perspective, because at that point, we're going to have transition perspectives to Shiro. That's what I think is happening here. Holy crap, that was a prologue. Oh my god, like the first episode was super interesting, and even though this episode's going to be a lot shorter than my first playthrough, my first part, holy crap, this episode was insane. What a freaking introduction to this universe, to this game, Fate Stay Night. And yeah, we're ready for the Fate arc. So clearly, because it's Fate Stay Night, but then it's Fate with like the blue and the light here, you obviously can see it. Obviously what that means is Fate arc, so I imagine that when we get to Unlimited Blade Works and Heaven's Feel, we'll have different graphics. But of course, knowing the fact that I know this game is so long, and the fact that that prologue was as long as it was, I know we're probably going to be on the Fate route forever. So talking about, you know, Unlimited Blade Works or Heaven's Feel is useless. I'm not even sure how I plan to do this game. I mean, obviously I'm playing this game, but I'm kind of approaching this game almost like it's 3 separate games. Now, I don't know how long it'll take me to get through the Fate route, but I kind of have the mindset of thinking about each route as its own game. Fate as its own game, Unlimited Blade Works as its own game, and Heaven's Feel as its own game. So I might even take breaks after I finish each route. And I don't know when this will eventually get released on the channel, but there might be hiatuses of the Fate series in between each route. I don't know how I'm going to do it, but because right now I'm just playing the game and recording the game with no immediate plans for releasing it. You know, which is kind of what I also did with Danganronpa 1. I was just playing the game, and I ended up recording the whole game before I started releasing it, and then obviously Danganronpa 2, I was like, well, obviously this will be after Danganronpa 1. I had a plan for that. This is similar to when I recorded the first Danganronpa game. I have no plans for when I'm going to release this, but I can guarantee you that I will be playing this whole game. There is no doubt about it. I am really impressed. That prologue, even though a lot of it really was just Rin talking to random people and just hanging out and just doing random shit, that was such a compelling opening to this game. Like, I am super invested in Fate Stay Night already, and I'm so excited for where this series is going to go. I'm so hyped for SABER. Very interested to see what Emi is like, and I'm just excited for this whole game. Because like I said, I'm pretty sure that's where this is going. I think based on the OP and based on that, it felt like the main characters are Emiya and Rin, which makes sense. And so, like, to a lesser extent, SABER and Archer. So, I think we're going to share perspective between Emiya and Rin. Which is why I have the theory that the Fate arc's going to be from Emiya's perspective, and the Unlimited Blade Works art is going to be from Rin's perspective. But again, that makes me very unsure about Heaven's Feel. So my best theory was maybe it's going to be both of their perspectives because they're going to be the only ones left in Heaven's Feel. But the other possibility is it's a third character, or it's possible we're going to be playing Rin this entire game, or maybe we're playing Emiya this entire game. I don't know. Like, it's interesting. There's definitely a lot of ways they could do this, but I was surprised, one, that we were playing as a fucking girl. Like, how often does that happen in VNs? Maybe more than I think, but that was really interesting, and now it looks like we are, in fact, going to actually be Emiya, so that was awesome. There was a lot to unpack. I thought the way that, even for a visual novel, and especially an old-school VN, for the way that they were able to portray the fight, just through, like, weird little effect animations and cool shots of Archer and Lancer, and just everything about it, like, the vibe was hype, and I wanted to read fast. I wanted to keep the vibe up for you guys too, as well as myself, because it was just really engaging. So I actually have high hopes for the fights. Obviously, I expect them to be very detailed in writing, because I've read a lot of books in my life, and I've read books that have fight scenes, so I know what that experience is like. But this is a bit different, because there is still a visual, and there's very much an audio component to the fight scenes. It's really interesting. And I'm already very curious to watch some of the anime of this series. Obviously, I'm not going to touch any of the anime until I finish all of this game, and I don't know what I'll do. The only thing that I think I'll do for sure is Fate Zero, because I always hear it's really good, and I know that Fate Zero is prequel stuff to what's adapted in the game and you know, all that. So based on what we've already seen, I actually wonder if the protagonist would be Rin's father. That would be really cool. And it'd be Rin's father, and you'd have SABER, and that would be great. But whatever the case may be, like, that I probably will watch one day and react to. But this is fantastic. I am really invested in this. I'm really impressed. I mean, they did such a great job with this, and I can't imagine what the real game's gonna be like, because we just did the freaking prologue. And the other thing that scares me was when and I can actually show you, if I go into one of my saves, right? So if I go to next, it says skip to the next scene or choice. So I don't want to exit the game. I want to go to like the main menu now. Can I do that? It's fine. We could just look at Saber. She is beautiful after all. So what I love about that is, this is terrifying to me too, is that's implying we have choices. I'm terrified about it. Like, we just played this entire prologue, and it was, you know, it was nothing but just text, advancing text. And I know this is a VN, so I should expect it. But if we do have choices, I'm actually terrified. Now, I don't know if the choices are just like the route thing, but I know that the way the routes work is you have to beat a route to unlock the next. Like, you have to beat the first route to unlock the second, and you have to beat the second route to unlock the third, and that is like classic, some of the like most classic best VNs of all time, Fate being one of, I guess, the famous examples, are structured like that. It's not, because again, this isn't like a fucking dating sim. You know, this is a VN that's trying to tell a much more complex, deep story, and it does it through these quote-unquote multiple routes. This is phenomenal. Ah, God. I'm like so impressed. A big part of me wants to play more, but I think I'm gonna take a break because even though that wasn't a really long part, and I'm not like worn out yet, I am getting hungry because I'm going to probably eat some pizza in a second at 6:30 in the morning. Just chilling. But, you know, my timeline's been so messed up with this that I actually am recorded this, you know, on full rest. So don't worry about that. It's just I'm on a really weird sleep schedule right now. But this was phenomenal. I'm so excited. And, like, I was really interested by the first part. But now that I've played the rest of the prologue, like, I can guarantee you I'm probably going to be playing this game at least once a week because this story is so... Man, I can't believe that was such a good prologue. Holy shit. Like, man, I'm so excited for fucking Saber. Like, look at this mommy. Saber is such a freaking mommy, and I'm so ready for her to step on me and possibly stab me in the heart. I hope she's so good. I hope she's so good. I mean, she looks beautiful. I'm a little scared that there's H scenes in this game because, man, Saber's pretty hot. I'm just leaving it at that. And she's wearing all the clothes, all the armor. But, God, I can't wait to see where this goes. This is gonna be so interesting. I'm so excited! We're actually playing Fate, and we've actually made it to the Fate route of Fate Stay Night. We're actually out of the prologue now, so that's really cool. Yeah. What an interesting story. Rin's my favorite character so far, Archer number 2. We'll have to see where things progress, though. I'm very excited to get more into Emiya. I think we're going into Emiya's head. I don't know, though, for sure. It might still be Rin's perspective. It would be really funny. Plot twist, it's neither of their perspectives. That would fuck me in the ass. I don't know. It definitely feels like we're playing with perspectives, though. Especially since, again, clearly the Fate arc is like the Saber arc, so it's gotta be Emiya. But yeah, I'm super excited for Fate. And, yeah, next time we'll jump in. We'll begin the Fate route of Fate Stay Night. We are now officially out of the prologue. And I don't know exactly how long this episode's going to be, because I've definitely talked a lot in this post-game, because I didn't go too in-depth into my discussions during the episode, but I'm really excited to see what where this goes, and I'm really excited to dive more into Fate, and really just immerse myself more into this universe. It's been a blast so far, and I'm super excited. So, shouts to Type Moon for making a great prologue, and given this game's reputation, and given this series' ridiculous reputation, I expect things to only get better from here, because we've only just gotten started. So let's jump in to the Fate route next time, but for now, I think I'm gonna leave it there. I don't think I have anything else to say. So anyways, wow, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, those of you who have no longer decided, without any further ado, it's time for me to bid you adieu. You can check out my Discord server, support me on Patreon, all that fun stuff down below in the description. But anyways, Flamin' Shark signing out. Hope you guys have a wonderful, fantastical day, and I'll see you next time with another video. Thanks for watching. Peace.